Hi, everybody. It's good to see you. I hope yous are well. Won't you pull you up a chair and set a spell while I share the story of Ruben Burrows, an Appalachian train robber? Ruben Houston Burrows was born December 11th, 1855, and he died October 9th, 1890. He was known as a train robber and outlaw in the southern U.S. He became the most infamous and hunted man since Jesse James. From the late 1880s to the early 1990s, he and his gang robbed express trains in Alabama, Arkansas, Louisiana, and Texas. The whole time, he was being chased by hundreds of lawmen, including Pinkerton National Detective Agency. Rube, he was born in Lamar County, Alabama, and he worked on his family farm until the age of 18. Then he moved to Stephenville, Texas, to work on his uncle's ranch. Rube, well, he fully intended to become a rancher and settle down. He tried to farm, but his wife Virginia, well, she died in 1881 after contracting yellow fever. They had two small children together. So in 1884, he remarried and moved to Alexander, Texas in 1886. When his crops failed, he had no other choice but to begin robbing trains with his brother Jim. December 11th, 1886, Burrows and 5 men robbed the Denver-Fort Worth Express while returning from a trip to the Indian Territory. They were only able to take $300, but 6 short months later, they boarded the Texas Pacific Express and they were able to take $1,350. They robbed a second train that reports, well, it varies on how much it was worth, but it says they stole from amounts of $1,200 up to $12,000. There was even a report that what they stole was worth $30,000, but I guess we'll never truly know that one. December 9th, Rube and Jim, they stopped the St. Louis, Arkansas, Texas Express train. It was guarded by the Southern Express Company. The 2 men escaped with a Louisiana lottery payoff estimated at close to $40,000. The Pinkerton Detective Agency became involved because this particular railroad was a client. It took 5 days for them to get a lead on the men. A sheriff's deputy reported seeing the 3 men the day of the robbery. The 3 escaped, leaving behind a raincoat traced to a store in Dublin, Texas. The clerk ID'd the man who bought the coat as being Jim Brock, confessed to his part in the robbery, and named Ruben Burrows as the leader. At the time of the robberies, Burrows was not known to officials because he had no criminal record. Jim did not know where Burrows ran off to, and Pinkerton's detective agency got a second break when Jim got a letter from Burrows, because Burrows was never told of Jim's arrest. A posse immediately ran to Lamar County, where Burrows had a homestead. June 8th, 1888, the house was surrounded, but Burrows had fled, being warned by his brother. 2 weeks later, Ruben and his brother Jim were spotted by a train conductor while riding on the Louisville-Nashville train. Police surrounded the train and captured Jim after a gunfight, but Rube shot his way out and escaped. December 15th, 1888, Rube and Joe Jackson robbed the Illinois Central Express train. The conductor notified the robbery was taking place, and 2 passengers rushed to Rube's location. He killed one man and disarmed the other. Burrows soon got reckless, and shortly after a gunfight in Montgomery, he shot and killed the postmaster, Mose Graves, in 1889. The cold-blooded murder of the postmaster turned the local residents against him. Pinkerton's posse was forced to turn back after 2 trackers were killed and 3 were seriously wounded. October 9th, 1890, Burrows was captured by Jesse Hildreth and Frank Marshall. 2 planters at George Forbes' cabin suspected Burrows would be in this area and warned Jesse to be on the lookout. When Burrows showed up, they took him into custody and they took him to jail in Linden, Alabama. Burrows shared his stories from the past years of running. December 8th, 1890, Burrows escaped custody after being handed a bag containing a gun. Nick Carter got into a gunfight with Burrows while he was trying to escape, and Burrows was shot dead. October 8th, 1890, all the train robbing and innocent murders, that was the end. Well, folks, I want to thank you so much for listening to me. Allow me to share the crazy story of the outlaw train robber, Ruben Burrows. Thank you for listening. Love you to pieces, and we'll see you next time.